More than a more than a dot.
Welcome to More Than a Dad podcast. I'm your host, Lou Mold. I'm joined by the coolest guy on earth, Dre Moore.
What's good, y'all?
And we are.
The Philadelphia Dad Pod.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
More Than a Dad.
Shout out to them chaperones.
Absolutely.
Shout out San Diego, California.
San Diego.
We see y'all in the downloads, man.
Absolutely.
Got a fast five for y'all NBA greatest busts. Sam Bowie or Greg Oden.
Then when we drafted to Portland? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Sam Bowie.
Sam Bowie?
I'm gonna go Sam Bowie because I mean Owen played a little bit. Sam ain't really play, and he from not too far from here, from like Lebanon or something, bro.
Anthony Bennett. I guess like a Markelle Fultz.
Anthony Bennett for sure. Markelle Fultz alright now. He ain't like number one pick, but he alright. He getting better. Anthony Bennett is trash.
I need your help. I ain't got no more. Hold on. I ain't got no more. Kwame Brown.
Chill, bro.
Kwame Brown. Or who?
I don't know, Kwame Brown up there though, bro. I don't really know, bro.
It don't even matter when you put him against.
Yeah, Kwame Brown up there. He one of them. We probably should have did a cross sports John, like Kwame Brown or Jamarcus Russell. Who you like?
Kwame Brown played longer than Jamarcus Russell.
Everybody played longer than Jamarcus Russell, bro.
So Jamarcus Russell's definitely a bigger bust.
For sure. Cuz of busting me, but I don't know how many people gonna agree with this, but Ben Simmons or Justin Blackman, wide receiver from the Jags.
I would have to say Justin Blackman.
For real?
Because at least Ben made an All-Star game and...
He's trash. I mean, yeah, Blackman ain't really stayed in the league that long. I might be it, bro. We gonna jump into this, dog.
We gonna jump into
this, bro.
How's dad life, bro?
Dad living the dream.
Living the dream.
No, dad life is good, man. You know, I'm just blessed to be able to like watch my kids grow, get older, learn new things, experience stuff. It's a journey, but it's amazing, man. You kind of live through them a little bit, bro.
No, that's a fact, man. Everything is pretty much status quo with me with my kids. You know, I love my interactions with Manny. He always impresses me with like his vocabulary and like who taught you these phrases like Daddy's not nice to say what the heck, like who? You know, he's still doing the same things he always do, man. Sing, dance, act, draw. He always like, I'm like, what you doing, Manny, over there? He's like, I'm acting.
Right.
And he basically be reenacting the cartoons he doing. So like, he was watching like Jack and the Beanstalk the other day, and I guess there's a line in there. It was like, and you took all my money. So he just kept saying that for like 3 days. And I was like, Manny, who took your money? And then one day he overheard the tablet and it was playing that part.
Right.
So I guess that was his favorite part of the show.
Oh yeah.
But like from
cool.
mad days, I was in there cooking and he was just like, you took my money, and he'll like hop and do some
That
kid
Joe
stuff.
just was on a loop in his head.
Yeah.
Nah, sometimes you get caught with something and it just be stuck there. But it happen to us as adults. Like you ever just like most times it happen with like songs. You ever just say like random song lyrics out of the blue. If you be
Yeah.
stuck in your head, yeah.
Or things trigger something when like somebody will be like, it's electric. I'm like, boogie, woogie, woogie.
Right.
You just get caught.
Yeah. Sometimes things just be stuck on a loop in your head for sure.
Yeah, man. I wanted to get into some stuff, man. I was watching a clip on Instagram. It was a Steve Harvey clip. Didn't know how much I like Steve Harvey until like as an adult. You know what I mean?
Why you had Steve Harvey beef, bro?
No, not that I have beef, but like instead of being just everything is so comedy and entertaining based, like he's very knowledgeable. He always stays with work. He's very into being a father and a husband and like you know I'm not real big on having like celebrity role models,
Right.
but the more and more chances he speaks outside of his realm of comedy and hosting and entertainment, like when he was on Earn Your Leisure or when he's on all these platforms, he's talking about fatherhood and stuff. I enjoy it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think I take what he says seriously. But he was helping a young couple on whatever show clip this was, and he was just breaking down the difference between a man and a woman. And he was like, women operate on a biological clock,
Okay.
and men operate on a financial clock. And in the clip, the woman was disgruntled with her man because all the things she wanted in the world that he was breaking it down to her. It was like, yo, when you met him, he was making how much money? Oh, okay. When you met him, could he afford that? No, he couldn't. And then he went into it, was like, yeah, you are on a clock. You want things at a certain time because you ain't gonna be able to have babies at that certain. He was just breaking all this down.
Right.
You want to be married by a certain time, and when people ain't on your schedule, it mess you up.
Right.
It don't mean he's not a good guy. I don't mean that he's not a good man. Men function on financial clocks, and I just wanted to know, like, if you agreed with that breakdown, because I thought that was very clever how he put that together.
Yeah, I could absolutely. I could see like women do kind of like press the needle on stuff to get things a little bit faster because they are trying to settle down and get into like their career, so then they could get into like having children if they want to have children. So it is a lot more pressure in that than I would say, because like we ain't really thinking like, if I don't have kids by the time I'm 35, that I'm not gonna have kids or I'm gonna be high risk, because after like a certain age then women get into like high risk pregnancy and stuff, so they be trying to knock everything out, boom 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 boom, so then they can get to the part where they could do biologically and genetically like what they what they were here to do, which is reproduce children. So yeah, there's definitely a different type of sense of urgency. You could even see that when like how you meet women and it's like, I need to be like proposed to in a year and married by like a year and a half. Like you never come across men that say that.
Right.
Nowhere do you ever come across a man that's like, yo, they may say like, yo, they not even, it's not even really a discussion, but they might have the feelings of like, I want things to go like this. Like I want to meet a girl and be able to propose to her in a year and then get married by year 2. They might feel like that. Women will tell you like, this is the timeline I need. If this is longer than this, I don't really want to deal with it, because they're already trying to get to that next stage where it's like I said, you getting into like, you want to have children, you want to do these things, you want to be in a certain place by this certain time frame so you could do these things.
Men just work a little slower, right? So like you hear women say, don't waste my time. Like time is very
Precious to them.
prevalent, you know what I'm saying, to their situation, what they got going on. So I did agree with it too, and like you could see where it can cause a conflict, because like we always talk about logical versus emotional, but like even hearing this is like a clock versus like, can I afford it, right?
Right.
Like I think about that, like at 22 I couldn't afford to be a pop.
Right.
Like I didn't have nothing to offer a woman or a kid, and I think most men feel like that.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And if I just to step on the limb, like on the ledge, and say like that's probably the age bracket when you can't offer a kid nothing. That's probably the most men probably run or become deadbeats or like that's probably a part of it.
Right.
You know, but just thinking out loud, like, yeah, it's a thing, right? So like, I went on to listen to the clip, and it says like men don't reach their highest earning potential to their mid 40s, and we had talked about it before about like women dating older and stuff like that, and why older men are date younger, and like
Right.
we do that to offset the clock.
That's true.
So if I'm 45 and I date
Right, and
somebody
you
that's
already established, then like I could date him and I could get to where I'm trying to go to faster.
I could
Makes
be
sense.
42 and date a 32 and have more time versus dating somebody that's my same age.
Right, because
Right.
we're not living in the same time space.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
and it's such a serious thing because unfortunately my dad was really extreme. He's 25 years older than my mom,
Right.
but he would say things to my mom like, and he probably couldn't say it today, but like, what he's like, are you a real woman or like, what he would say? What was the line he would say? Like basically asking could she bear children?
Right.
Like you ain't tie your tubes, right? But like he was saying that 30 years ago, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that's crazy. Like, that was my biggest thing. Like, I love you, Eunice, but like, I just want to make sure, like,
You can have some kids, yeah.
the only thing I ain't done in life is make a baby.
Right.
Like, that's crazy at 63 years old.
Listen.
He was keeping it a buck though, right? But you can't talk like that today. Like,
At 60, having them like demands at 63 is wild.
yeah, and my mom being on the back end of that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
she's not even like in 28, she was like 38.
Right.
Ask a woman at 38 today to try to,
Yeah. Negative.
negative, right?
Negative.
So I don't know. It was an interesting topic for me. I want to ask you this in regards to a relationship.
Right.
What's the difference between being content, being satisfied, and settling in regards to a relationship?
Being content is like I'm not totally fulfilled, but I'm getting what I need for the most part. So I'm gonna be content here, and I'm just gonna stay here because like I'm content with it. It probably could be greater, but it's not terrible. I'm not upset about it. Being satisfied is like probably the highest level of fulfillment. I'm totally enjoying my time here. I'm getting everything I want. I'm completely satisfied. I don't want for anything else. I don't need anything else. I have everything right here at my disposal. Settling is I'm getting less than what I feel like I deserve, but I'm staying here because I'm just staying here. But I'm getting less than I'm not even content. I'm under content, but I'm here and I'm settling for this.
Do you think like you should be able to speak up on these things in a relationship if you felt like this?
Yeah, you should with your partner. Absolutely.
You should be able to walk up to a woman and be like, "Yo, I feel like I'm settling."
I mean, I don't know how it's gonna go over for you. I mean, you should absolutely be able to express and speak your mind. But if you tell her that you settling, it might not go well.
Right.
Saying that you settling for somebody to somebody is probably like ultimate levels of disrespect. So like when you come and say that, like I know you probably gonna lead with like no disrespect, but as soon as you say no disrespect,
All bets is off.
everything that follows no disrespect is all disrespect.
Facts.
So when you like go no disrespect, but I'm kind of settling here. Now it's probably going. You gotta have different words, yo. You gotta like choose. You gotta choose better words.
Stop
than
quoting me, bro.
that's what you say all the time. Sometimes it don't be what you say; it's the words that's being presented. Sometimes you gotta use different words. You can't. I don't think you could use the settle word. I think you gotta say like, I feel like I'm not getting what I need.
Or something's not being reciprocated, or something like that.
Yeah.
Damn,
Can you help me with that?
That's
Like, I mean, that's how you gotta say it. But yeah, you should absolutely be able to have that conversation with you. I mean, it's all a part of relationships. When you're in relationships, like nothing stays the same. You know, you've been in a relationship for a while. Like we're gonna grow, we're gonna change. Your needs, your wants, your expectations are all gonna change. We talk about that all the time. So you got to be able to have that conversation. I don't know if back to what we were saying about how you talk to men and how you talk to women. I don't think you could just tell your lady that you're settling, and I don't think she could say that to you. Like, how would you take it? Like, you know, your good lady come to you and say, "Yeah, I'm settling for you." You probably can give her the boot. You can settle for the steps then. Like, so it's all about how it's presented. But I think you can have I think you can have any conversation. Y'all was having a wild conversation with somebody the other day, bro. Now that my mind just went somewhere on some words. We was having a conversation about, please do not cancel us, yo. Do not cancel us. Can y'all hear me in podcast land? It was a conversation about it's this whole new thing now, like where women don't want to be called females. You heard that? You seen that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like they don't want to be called females, that's their prerogative. But I was kind of like in the side of like, man, people just like real sensitive. Like it's words. It's not really like a disrespectful word. It's just a word that, the word female is interchangeable for like anything. Like there's female pigs, female things. Like you can't just call a female, because the word is so interchangeable. But I just was kind of like, it's just a level of sensitivity there. So the person was saying to me like, yeah, I understand that, but like, all words have like a little bit of like negative connotation to them.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, for example, like, like you're like, you would be like, you live in the city, stuff like that. You would be like considered like, like an urban person. Like you would be considered like urban. He was like, so like, what if somebody like met you and then like somebody else asked him to describe you? Like, yeah, how's Dre? What is he like? And I just was like, oh, he's urban. Like, how would you take that?
Right.
And I'm like, if you tell somebody that like I'm urban, that's like lightweight the N word subconsciously, yo. So I kind of felt what he was saying when he was talking about the power in the words. So you got to watch how you say certain things can be said in a certain way that can be extremely disrespectful. Because if I call you urban, if I describe you as urban to somebody,
Yeah, bro.
what that mean? Like that's what you're gonna add. Like what that mean?
No, I'm like, what you calling me, black?
Right? Like what that mean? Cause what do urban mean? Like when you describe me with it.
Yeah.
So like you can't. So you got to present it in a different way.
But if you said suburban, would you be saying
he's suburban?
He white, right?
If somebody bet you like, yo, what Lou like? Yo, he's suburban. He absolutely he one of those.
Oh my god,
it's crazy, right? And this is what I'm saying. So like when you say, yo, you gotta have better words,
yeah.
That's like the definition of better words.
Yeah, you definitely gotta have better words, bro.
Because like you say something and it's like, oh.
Yo, I was having an argument at one point with my wife. We have several disagreements, right? And one of the times she says to me, yo, for you to be a poet and so good with words and the voice of reason for everybody, when it come to me, you just suck at words. And I was so offended, but she was right. Cause like, cause I'd be too emotionally, she's my wife, I'll be emotionally charged.
Right, you be flustered.
I can't operate with you like how when somebody called me and they distressed and I could just be all logical and talk. No, you my wife, you my responsibility. I'm up, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's crazy. So she was right, man. I am kind of like I'm not on par with my words when I be handling her, yo.
Facts, because you don't tell her I'm settling.
Yeah, definitely don't tell her you settling. You don't get socked, bro.
Yeah, you can't listen.
Get hands put on you.
Words is crazy. Yeah, cuz had messed me up when he said it. I'm like, yo, man, people just sensitive when they hear me with the urban. I'm like, dang, am I sensitive?
Yeah, but you be seeing like music artists don't even want to be considered urban, like hip hop, rap, R&B, or like urban radio. You're an urban artist. Like nobody wants to be described that way. I don't think nobody wants to be boxed that way.
Right. Facts.
And it's funny because like they'll argue like in other genres they don't get boxed. Like if you're a country artist, you don't just get boxed as like
rural.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You don't you just
Yo, calling somebody rural is crazy.
it's crazy, bro. Couple with a chat talking about you be cow tipping. It's hilarious.
The rural box.
You know what I'm saying? But no man. Moving along, man. I was watching another clip on the gram, and they were talking about like how it was another one of them clips where like a man was doing a lot of things in a day for his kids, right? He was cooking breakfast, he was baking a cake, he was playing on the floor with them, he had them outside in the park, and it was just showing a dad being a dad all day. You see how I described it? Being a dad
all day.
All day.
Right.
But it was the voiceover was kind of denouncing like he's not babysitting, he's not a dad on duty. He's just a dad. And then the caption on that joint was like, all dads are not created equal.
They got, now we about to have dad beef.
And I just wanted to know, like, how do you view dads that are active participants in the day-to-day? Like, how do you view it? Do you look at them as like, you doing
more
some,
than a dad?
You look at them as more than a dad? Or do you look at them as like, you doing mom stuff? Like, if you came in my crib and I was cutting the crust off my son's sandwich, would you be like, you doing mom stuff?
No. I look at it as like a dad. I think that's just what you're supposed to do. For real, to be honest, in that definition, like you really whatever your kids need you to be. Whatever they need you to be, that's what you are. And that's you being a dad. I don't think we should have dad beef. Like, I'm not really like, unless you like a deadbeat and you really like not involved at all, or your involvement is bare minimum, I'm not really condemning you for like the different ways you're a dad. Because everybody's role is different. Like I said, you are whatever your kids need you to be. Now you got those who do nothing. Those are the ones that we probably more so speaking to, and it's like all dads are not created equal. The ones who are doing less than or doing bare minimum, or or non-existent. But as far as like that dad, like just like how like when you described when not on here, oh you might have even said it on here, but either way, when you were saying like, yo, your dad came to all your games and all your practices, and they was like, oh, Lou is a soft football player because his dad shows up to all the practices and all the games. It's just some stupid stuff, but that's what your dad was doing. And that's the role he was playing, and that's what he was doing. And it just looks different that he was doing it that way versus somebody else. It doesn't make somebody else less than a dad because they don't have the ability to be able to do that. Your dad had the ability to be able to do that, and he was executing on it, and he was doing it.
Right.
But again, just like you said, like they were like, oh, he's a soft football player because of this. Maybe because everybody moms is in the stands and your dad is here. But this is what I'm doing. We should all strive to, want to be able to do that. But at the same time, that's what you needed.
Right.
Because, like, when your mom was working and doing all of that stuff, your dad was there. And he was there covering that role, making sure you had representation and support. He wasn't saying, like, oh, his mom at work, I ain't doing nothing, but I ain't going to the game anyway because that's lady stuff. Ladies there with the sons and cheering on their sons.
Bro, being a former athlete, especially in a college locker room where it's like super macho, and I probably participated in a lot of the macho behavior. As a father, I don't have that. Whatever I'm doing could threaten my masculinity.
Right.
You think what I'm saying? Like, I think I said it before. Like you just made a good point. Like, you whatever your kids need to be. Like, I'm a dad and I have a daughter. Right?
Right.
My masculinity is not threatened because I sit down and do tea party with my daughter, bro.
Right.
Or if my daughter want to paint my nails or do something with my hair or whatever. Right. You know what I mean? And I think if you that robust in your macho-ness, like, something wrong with you.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? Because, like, if it's anybody, who you want to be soft with your daughter if it ain't you?
Right.
Now, think about how weird that sound.
Right.
Who you want to be doing tea party with your daughter if it ain't you?
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what other man you want your daughter to be soft with if it ain't you?
Preach.
It's crazy.
Right.
It's a crazy dynamic. So, like, if you can't put that to the side and be what she need to be, something might be really wrong with you. Like, I don't know. I don't have that, bro. And I tell you what, I have yet to encounter it. Like, somebody say something fly to me about it, they gonna get what they cooking for.
They gonna get the dogs unleashed on them.
they gonna they gonna get what they cooking for. You know what I'm saying? Like if you gonna make a fly comment, like I tell you what, bro. Like the way my uncles talk about my dad, and my dad is the same dad that, like I said, carpenter by trade, come in the house, bake. You know what I mean? Throw stuff in the roast. You know, out there cleaning his windows and cleaning his own crib and stuff. Like do everything. I come in the crib, my dad got an apron on, cooking, baking.
Right, he getting to it.
But nobody out here about to play with him, like on something like you something that you ain't. You know what I mean?
Right.
He ain't never attracted that type of energy. So like that's probably why I feel so confident in whatever you see me doing.
Facts.
I'm out here trying to get a green thumb with my kids. Like we out here planting and watering seeds and like,
right. No, that's real.
That definitely ain't the toughest thing I did in the world, but I'm doing it, and I don't think anybody is looking at me less than
not at all.
You know. So yeah, bro. I don't even know if I got anything else, man. That was such a good topic right there, bro.
Yeah. No, I think we tapped out.
Oh man, we'll get y'all back on the next one, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. I hope y'all still enjoying the pod, man. We can use some Apple and Spotify reviews for people who listen to us on audio.
Right.
Don't be afraid to comment on our socials.
Right, on the YouTube or on social media. The feedback is always appreciated.
You know, we try to execute on things that you guys talk about, that you guys bring up to our attention, and sometimes even the positive reinforcement. You never know. It might be a day when it's hard to get a post up, and the comment uplift our spirits to keep it going, and it might help somebody else. So
absolutely.
And share your experiences. Like if we talking about something that you experienced, and man, you know, let's get more feedback about these topics, because we definitely not sitting here like we know it all. We're just giving our perspective.
Absolutely.
All right, bro. This boss is my yes man, bro.
Listen, cuz you saying all the right stuff, I'm just gonna co-sign it, cuz.
Preach.
Yeah.
All right, yo.
Until next time, y'all.
Until next time. Join the More Than a Dad family by following us on Instagram, subscribing to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to join our Facebook group for daily questions, motivation, dad jokes, and new dad tips. If you enjoy our podcast, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Be sure to like, comment, and share our content with other parents. Last but not least, make sure you check out our new merch. The link is in the bio of our Instagram, as well as the description of this YouTube video. We are truly grateful, and thanks for supporting More Than a Dad.
More than a dot, more than a dot.